Okay, let's talk about the new Harry Potter series. I mean, it's set to be the biggest TV event in years, right? But here's the thing. While we're all just patiently waiting for our Hogwarts letter, a massive corporate battle is brewing behind the scenes. And this isn't just some small dispute. It's a fight that could change the future of the wizarding world forever, with the new show caught right in the crossfire.
So what's really happening here? That new Harry Potter series, the one that promises a super faithful book-by-book adaptation we've all been dreaming of, is stuck in the middle of a high-stakes corporate takeover. And trust me, this isn't just about business. This whole situation could define what the future of the entire franchise looks like. So you might be asking, why is this happening now? Well, Warner Bros. Discovery has been struggling a bit financially, which, makes them a prime target. And now some of the biggest names in media are circling, looking to take control of the entire kingdom, and that includes the keys to Hogwarts Castle itself. This, of course, leads to the one question every single fan is asking. Should we be worried? Could this massive corporate shuffle end up delaying, changing, or, and let's not even think about it, canceling the show we've all been waiting for? Let's break it all down.
In the middle of all this uncertainty, an HBO executive dropped this really powerful quote. Now, this isn't just some PR line. It's a real statement of intent. They are aiming for a level of faithfulness that's pretty much unparalleled. And that's a huge sign that creatively the team is super confident and totally locked in on their vision.
So here's the good news. In the short term, the show is likely safe, and for a few key reasons. Production is already deep in development, the scripts are solid, and that creative vision we just talked about, it's locked in. No new owner is going to want to come in and sabotage such a valuable project this far into the process. And get this, there are even rumors that they might film the first 2 seasons back-to-back, which would secure the story's foundation even further.
Okay, so we know the show is probably safe for now, but who exactly is fighting for control of its long-term future? Well, the 2 main contenders in the ring are Netflix and Paramount. And let me tell you, each of them has a very different vision for the wizarding world.
Before we get into comparing them, it's worth taking a second to understand a key term here, a hostile takeover. This is the strategy that Paramount is reportedly trying to use. It is a really aggressive move, where you basically bypass management and go straight to the shareholders. It's setting up a direct clash with whatever Netflix's ambitions are. These 2 companies have completely different playbooks. Netflix, for example, would probably just be interested in the streaming and gaming assets. They're known for being pretty aggressive with cuts to maximize profit. Paramount, on the other hand, wants the whole package. They're looking for a massive IP, like Harry Potter, to build an entire interconnected universe around, kind of like what they've done with their other major franchises. So, yeah, while Season 1 seems pretty secure, the long-term future is where all the uncertainty really lies. A new owner means new leadership, new priorities, and potentially a whole new set of rules for the wizarding world.
So, what are the potential risks here? Well, new leadership could decide to change the show's tone or its creative direction. They might impose budget cuts, which could lead to shorter seasons down the line. And in a worst-case scenario, they could even scrap the series after a few seasons to reboot the whole story, all again on the big screen. Long-term stability is definitely not guaranteed.
But now, here's where it gets really interesting. What if this corporate battle doesn't lead to less content, but actually results in a massive expansion of the wizarding world? I know it sounds a little counterintuitive, but the business logic behind it is surprisingly strong. I know it sounds kind of crazy, right? But could this high-stakes corporate sale actually be the thing that kicks off the expanded universe fans have been dreaming of for years? The answer is, quite possibly yes.
It all comes down to the modern media playbook. It's pretty simple, really. When a company spends billions of dollars to acquire an IP as valuable as Harry Potter, they don't just sit on it. They do everything they can to maximize its value. And that means greenlighting spin-offs, prequels, and new stories to grow the universe, and of course, their profits.
Just stop and think about the possibilities for a second. A whole series focused on the Marauders, a dark, gritty movie about Voldemort's first rise to power, maybe even a show that explores the founding of Hogwarts. To compete with titans like Marvel and Star Wars, any new owner would be highly motivated to build out the franchise. In this corporate climate, a huge expansion seems almost inevitable.
So with all of this corporate drama swirling around, let's bring it back to what we know is actually coming. What does the timeline look like for the Reboot series itself?
Well, the series was announced back in 2023, and with production really gearing up through 2025, a 2027 release window seems pretty likely.
And that means we could get our very first teaser trailer in the latter half of 2026. Can you just imagine a surprise drop during the Back to Hogwarts event in September? It would be the absolute perfect moment.
So, this is where we end up. The corporate battle for Warner Bros. Makes an expanded wizarding world more likely than ever before, but it leaves us with one final and really crucial question. Will that new universe, born from a corporate playbook, have the same heart and the same magic that made us all fall in love with this world in the first place? I guess only time will tell.